What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chase the Championship. My name is T-Man, and today I'm going to be playing a little bit more Battle Spot. Of course, the season has just reset. I just missed my goal last season of getting 1900. I think I ended around like 1800, but we peaked at like 1860, so I just missed out. I'll try again a little bit harder this season. I kind of joked around at the end of last season, played a little bit of joke teams, and tried to get serious a little bit too late. Last push was just a little bit short, so no problem. Trying in this season. I'm actually just gonna start off this season with FAKEPG. So for those that don't know what FAKEPG is, it's the core of Feeny, Arcanine Kartana with an electric type. In our case, it's gonna be Tapu Koko, sometimes Togedemaru, and then the PG, of course, is Porygon 2 Gigalith. So let's see, we're gonna get a team of Gigalith, Tapu Lele, Xurkitree, Porygon Z, Smeargle, and Pheromosa. So, I believe this is a variation of Necrocat's team. I don't remember what region I was from, maybe from Sheffield, but nonetheless, it looks very, very similar to that team. Let's see how we want to handle this. The Pheromosa is definitely a big problem. I definitely like Feeny in this matchup. Feeny and Koko just to turn off opposing terrain. My problem is that the Lele is there. Porygon Z is definitely Trick Room, so I have to play around that as well. Without Skydrop Koko, this could be a little bit difficult. Did I go Sub or Swords Dance on card? I'm pretty sure I went Swords Dance, so yeah. So how do I want to handle this? I think maybe something along the lines of Tapu Koko plus Gigalith. Make sure that the Trick Room mode isn't threatening me. If that's what he wants to go for, I'll bring Feeny in the back to have a switch in. And then I think my last is probably going to be... I want it to be Kartana. Reason why I want it to be Kartana is I want to make sure I have something to do with the opposing Gigalith. I'm also Z-move Kart, so... I definitely have the Z-move pressure on a lot of the more threatening things on his team, most notably like the Gigalith. And the Porygon Z, so excuse my voice, I've been up for probably the last 24 hours, but I wanted to get an episode out today, so bear with me. But we're gonna get a Porygon Z Smeargle lead and Gigalith Tapu Koko. Alright, so we'll be able to break the focus sash of the Smeargle. That's definitely a positive. Question is, does he want to go for a Trick Room here, or probably just go for like a Breakneck Blitz? I think I'd be okay sacking Feeny to a Breakneck Blitz. But I want to start cursing up with Gigalith first. Yeah, let's go for Volt Switch off of Smeargle. Alright, PG's actually just going to switch out into Lele, so he probably went for Spore, but you know, I Volt Switched off of the Smeargle, so I'll be able to Volt Switch back into Feeny. So this should work out pretty well still. Is that enough for Sanda knockout? That's actually pretty important. It's gonna be pretty close, so I'm still gonna bring in Feeny regardless. As I think he probably targets down Gigalith here. But yeah, the big thing is that we get Misty Surge up, we get Misty Terrain up, and yeah, I can go to sleep, so that's great. Alright. So, does Smeargle go down here? I think it just hangs on. Yeah, alright. That's unfortunate. Part of me wants to think the Lele is probably Specs. I think what I probably want to do is maybe go for a Rock Slide plus a Scald into the Smeargle. Or get target on Lele. I don't think there's too much downside to targeting Lele here. Because Smeargle will probably either follow me or switches out. He's actually just going to Spiky Shield, which is going to end up knocking himself out, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Lele goes for Thunderbolt into Feeny. Does a decent chunk of damage. And Scald. I don't know if this is Rock Slide range. I am at +1. But, you know, like, Lele probably takes this. Yeah, just a little bit of health, but that's fine. Alright, so Smeargle goes down here, that's the big thing. Wanted to make sure that Smeargle wasn't going to be a threat. So what does it bring in here? Okay, it's going to be the Mosa. If I remember anything about this team, then it's Sash Smeargle, it's Choice Band Gigalith if it's the same team. Potentially Specs Lele. What would Pheromosa be? Maybe its own Z move, maybe a Life Orb. I think a Life Orb is probably the most likely scenario. I think I want to go for Protect, and actually here, I'm gonna go for a Rock Slide. I'm gonna go for Heal Pulse, cause I should be able to live an attack with a Pheromosa, but not with much. Yeah, I'll just barely hang on. Did he double? No, okay. That's pretty huge though. If he had doubled into the Gigalith, I would have gotten nothing out of that. But instead, Rock Slide's gonna pick up a double knockout here, so that's great. Yeah, that was a bit of a risky play on my part. Since Lele did outspeed Feeny. I probably should have gone for Protect on the Gigalith and scalded the Pheromosa. I think that probably would have been a little bit safer. I would have, like, even if he like Poison Jab the Feeny and picked up a knockout, Coco would have been able to come in and, you know, do a little bit of threatening of its own. Alright, so let's bring in Coco. And there's PC. I'm trying to think if there's any reason I just don't double attack here. Like with Kartana in the back, this should be super safe. Go for Stone Edge, or Frontal to Crush rather, and then Nature Power. Probably just forfeits here. Yeah. Yeah, him missing the knockout on Gigalith was absolutely huge there. Since, you know, I was able to hang on, get the Rock Slide off on both targets. If I had gone for Scald into Pheromosa, I think I would have been fine regardless, but definitely the Thunderbolt onto Feeny definitely helped me out a lot. Probably also thought he was going to pick up a knockout. I have a bit of physical bulk on the Gigalith. I have just a lot of bulk overall. Just a little bit of attack investment. Alright. Yeah, this is a pretty standard team. I threw my own little spins on it. You know, sometimes the Tapu Finis run Swagger or Calm Mind, but I'm running Swagger Heal Pulse. Gigalith is pretty standard. I'm running Ice Beam Return P2. I'm running the Nature Power Coco, which I really like on the Feeny Coco teams. I think having access to Moonblast is pretty important. Lets you deal with Garchomp a little bit easier, especially since I don't have Moonblast on Feeny. So I'm relying on Coco, I'm relying on Ice Beam from P2, I'm relying on Grassy MC from Kartana. So, nothing too out of the ordinary, but, you know, my own little spins on it that make it fun for me to play. Yeah, FAKEPG definitely dominated in Virginia, but not so much in Toronto. I think that, like I was saying on Twitter, it's a team that's pretty easily, like, what's the best way to put it? Abusable. Like, you can abuse what FAKEPG does. I think it's pretty weak to like counter teams against it. But you know, for Virginia, I think it was a pretty good team, and it'll probably see like fringe use on the variants of it, since you know, it's just a bunch of good mons thrown together. So I'm sure a combination of at least some of them will do really well together. Alright, so we got Nihilego, Kartana, Garchomp, Mandibuzz, Marowak, and Metagross. Alright, so this is a pretty important match for Arcanine. Metagross can become a huge problem if I don't preserve it well. I think Tapu Koko also helps out a lot with that. There's no Tapu on his team, but he has a Mandibuzz. That means it's probably not Seed. Am I worried about Nihilego? I might be. Maybe something along the lines of like P2 Gigalith Arcanine. What's my last? Probably leave Kartana in that situation. I'd probably also leave Beanie. Question's what my lead is. Let's go with Gigs. I think Gigs handles most of the things I'm afraid of. The Mandibuzz being one of them. Nihilego could be a pain. The main problem was him like leading Marowak or having the option to Volt Switch into like stop me from Volt Switching on turn 1 by leading Marowak. So I don't want to get into that situation. Alright, so we lead P2 Gigs. Let's see what he led. Nihilego Marowak. This is definitely a good lead, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna get the attack boost, that's fine. I do have returns. Nothing really too quick return on here. So a few questions. Does Marowak have Bone Ring? Does he want to double Gigalith here? Is it Trick Room Nihilego? That's also a pretty important question. I think I'm going to go for Trick Room Protect, because if it is Trick Room Nihilego, then next turn I can just switch into Arcanine and intimidate the opposing Marowak. Since, you know, Marowak probably goes for a Flare Blitz into P2 here, and it's going to take a lot of damage in the process. But yeah, we're going to see a Power Gem and likely a Bone Ring. Yeah, nice. So that's pretty good. We'll happily take that any day. I think here what I probably want to do is just get some chip damage on the opposing Nihilego. You know, and curse up. Since with a curse I'll be able to take the Bone Ring pretty well. And if it's Focus Sash Nihilego, I can just break the Focus Sash here with return and put in Rock Slide Rage next turn. Alright. So Nihilego switches out into Metagross. And Marowak stays in. Alright. So this could be problematic just because I have to get Arcanine in safely now. Let's see what Marowak went for. Bone Ring again. How much does this do? Does it do half? Probably just under half. Alright, that was just low roll, high roll. Alright. I want to just, you know, constantly crush the Marowak. I'm just afraid of Protect here. So I think that's probably pretty likely. So I think I'm going to switch into Arcanine and protect myself. Just so I can make sure I'm threatening the Metagross next turn. Because ideally, if I'm able to knock out the Marowak, then it doesn't matter if Metagross takes out the Arcanine. Just because I'll be able to, you know, Thunderbolt away at the Metagross instead. Alright, I'm just gonna go for another Bone Ring. And Meteor Mash, yeah, okay, so he doubled. Do I think a Rock Slide will KO a Marowak at +1 here? I think I'll come close, but I think I'll probably miss the knockout. The only reason why is because going for Rock Slide would probably assure me a knockout on the Metagross, but I think it's more important that I get the knockout on the Marowak. So I'm going to go for Continental Crush. Alright, nice, he gave it to me. It's been a while since I run Flex Rock. It's one of my favorite Z-move animations, so it's pretty cool. Last time I ran Gigalith was probably Dallas Regionals. The reason why I haven't run it since is just because I don't trust the accuracy of the stabs. It's not something I think I'd use at like an international, maybe at like a regional level tournament, but not international level. Alright, so that's a Zen Headbutt, that's probably into Arc, yeah. Does he flinch? No, alright, nice. That's perfect. And we pick up the knockout, that's beautiful. Critical hit, potentially mattered. I thought the Metagross probably would have lived with like 10, maybe 20%. So, one shot on that berry. I don't know. I felt like Marowak might have protected one of those last 2 turns. I thought that might have been a strong play on my opponent's end, but you know, just leaves it in there just to take a rock move. I think the main problem is he probably doesn't really have many switches. Yeah, it's like Nihilego and Kartana. I guess Kartana could have switched in on a Continental Crush, but does it really want to switch in on a Continental Crush? Not really. Alright. So there's one turn left to trigger him. Alright. How do I want to handle this? The thing is, if he just double protects, he can just you know, double KO next turn if he wants to. I think I kind of want to double switch. I'm afraid of him like attacking though. Alright, I'm gonna switch out into P2, and I think I'm gonna Stone Edge the Nihilego. I just want to see if I can pick up a knockout there. I think the double protect is probably his best play. Question is, does he go for it? Download boost gives me special attacks. That's nice. Alright, he didn't, but I missed. Alright. Sludge Bomb hits P2. Poison hurts a little bit. Okay, he's Life Orb. Alright, so he doubles P2. So again, he's in a situation now where he can just pick up a double knockout. So what do we do? Part of me says to Trick Room and protect and just let him take a knockout here. Problem is, if he takes it with Kartana, I'm in a really bad spot. I think he has to Leaf Blade the Gigalith though. Yeah, let me protect Gigalith. And I'll try and set up Trick Room. I think if he KOs P2 with either Mon, it's probably the Nihilego, which, yeah, looks like it is. I'm okay with Nihilego getting the Beast Boost, not the Kartana, though. Alright, he's gonna take more Life Orb shit there. Alright, so I think I gotta bring in Coco here. I also think this is probably Sash cart. Alright, I think this is my play. I'm gonna protect Coco. And I'm gonna try and Stone Edge the Nihilego again. Because Nihilego could just KO Coco, or if I Volt Switch out into Arcanine, he just KOs Arcanine on the switch. Neither of which is really good for me. Can I maybe pull off a play with Volt Switch? The problem with Volt Switch is I don't want to set Sand back up for Nihilego. That allow it to take a Thunderbolt. So yeah, let me go for the Stone Edge, try and pick up the knockout. I think what I'm going to try and set up for next turn is a Helping Hand Thunderbolt into Nihilego. And just hope I can take a hit from the Kartana. Because yeah, the cart will get the Beast Boost here. But I'll negate it with Intimidate. So. And all I need this turn is to survive a hit from the Kartana and Nihilego not to protect. I thought if either slot were to protect here, it would probably be the Kartana, that's why. Because I could always just double the Kartana with a, you know, Thunderbolt plus a Extreme Speed, but again, that's also risky because he can go for just a Sludge Bomb into Coco and then KO Arcanine next turn. I think I have to go for Helping on Thunderbolt, just hope he doesn't protect. That's my only play. Let's see. Nice. Alright. This should be able to pick up a knockout. Yes, nice. Alright. I just need to survive now. Leaf Blade onto Coco. We live in. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright, let's go for Nature Power and Do I go for E-Speed? Or do I go for Flare Blitz just in case he's... I could also protect in Flare Blitz. I'm trying to think if that covers anything. Let's just protect in Flare Blitz, I think. Yeah. I think Protect, Flare Blitz, and Thunderbolt Flare Blitz are essentially the same play, so I'm not too worried about this. Sacred Sword targets down Arc. This is only a play to win. Let's see what his item is. Yeah, he's Focus Sash. I might knock myself out here, but as long as it isn't Vacuum Wave. Alright, nice. I did hang on. Yeah, the only way I'd lose the game is if he was like Vacuum Wave Kartana. And he could just knock out Coco. But yeah, we should just have it, so. Nice, good game. Yeah, the Stone Edge miss on Nihiligo made it a little bit scary, but you know, we still had enough tools once Trigger ran out, so good game to my opponent. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna try and get up an analysis this week. I think I want to do Nihiligo. Last weekend I did Tapu Koko. That was really fun. I'm in my finals week. I have my last finals tomorrow, so if I don't get to record it before Thursday, I'll probably get that out on Friday. And I'll try and get another episode of Chase the Championship out this week. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, it is finals week. I am pretty busy, so we'll see. I'll definitely have at least one more video out this week. Oh, NBL this weekend. That is also all ready to go. Definitely look out for that. First part will be on Josh's channel. That'll be the team building. I'll link Josh's YouTube down in the description below. And I will also have the actual battle. This is against Team Jamie on Saturday. So thank you very much, guys. I think that's correct. You know, I'll link to the MBL Twitter, of course, as well, just to get your updates if you want that. But thank you very much, guys. I will see you guys next time.